I'm going, and that's that. Ah, had my fingers crossed.
When Ron called me about the Grinch and asked me if I was interested, I said, yeah, of course. You know, it was like a dream come true. I always wanted to do a big fantasy film where virtually everyone is makeup.
In trying to create a total new dimension and new world, we needed great makeups and great makeup designs. And Rick has proven himself year after year, movie after movie, to be the best.
They want to spend a little quality time with the Grinch. I guess I could use a little social interaction.
I instantly had a vision of what I thought the Grinch should be. But the first thing I said to him was, I have no idea what the Who's are and how we're going to do that.
Hey, stranger, won't let you go till you buy a chapeau.
I knew that they should look otherworldly, but that they should predominantly look human, and most importantly, be cute. Because the Who's were always cute. And it was the Grinch, not only spoiled Christmas, but it's the contrast of this big, hairy, ugly, powerful Grinch in the world of all these cute people that live on this really superficial diet of Christmas and happiness and gifts.
Hot crowd, hot crowd.
And some of the early tests that we did that were especially more SEUSS-like were not for this movie. I mean, even though they were like trying to interpret SEUSS designs, they seemed like a Twilight Zone episode. And it was a hard balance because it can be very grotesque, like moving someone's nose in a place where it doesn't belong. So it's a very fine line. We're always balancing on that line and trying to figure out exactly where we were and didn't want to step over to the evil side, you know?
What happened to you?
It was the Grinch!
All of the Who's wore what we call appliances. They're foam rubber pieces that we apply to their face that have a tissue-thin blending edge that just virtually disappears into their skin. The Who's were, for the most part, basically one appliance, which was like a nose and upper lip. You know, some of them had brows and also had ears, as well as dentures and wigs.
Come on, hurry up, Slowpoke.
I was so excited about working with Jim because the approach I wanted to go with, I knew was going to be difficult makeup to wear. So many times I'll do tests on myself. I grew up making myself up, you know. Usually when I do something like this, I'll do a version on myself so I know what I'm putting somebody through. So I did this test of the Grinch on myself and videotaped it.
I hate those Who's.
Part of what I do, you know, is being a makeup designer is, you know, I try to design makeups that work, you know. Not only that look good, but actually the actor can move. And that was part of the challenge, not only to come up with a design for the Grinch that just in a still picture looks like the Grinch, but Jim Carrey has this incredibly expressive face. And I didn't want to be the one to limit what he can do with his face. So you have to take all that into consideration. It's, you know, as thick as we could make it in areas where I knew we could make it thicker, and it's actually tissue thin in many areas of his face so that he could do all those expressions.
You could put the Grinch makeup on 8 people and line them up, and if they were just standing still, you might not know which one is Jim Carrey. But the minute they start moving, certainly the minute they open their mouths, there's no question.
Hello, little girl. How dare you enter the Grinch's lair? The impudence, the audacity!
We did, I think, about a half a dozen different tests, varying degrees of Jim showing. Eventually, we did one where we basically painted him green, because that kept coming up. Finally, after we painted Jim Carrey green and we looked at all of them, they decided that my very first approach was really the right way to go.
Oh, it's deliciously evil.
It was really a challenge, you know, because I was buried, you know, and my eyeballs were covered and my hands had long fingers on them and stuff like that.
I'll tell you, Max, I don't know why I ever leave this place. I've got all the company I need right here. Hello!
Where the real torture comes in, I think, are the number of days that Jim had to wear this makeup. I mean, he worked for 92 days. 92 days of coming in the morning, sitting in the makeup chair, having somebody put glue on your face, and you know, a 2.5-hour process every morning, and an hour removal process at the end of the day is torture. I mean, for that many days, it's ridiculous. I don't know of anybody, I think, that's worn a makeup that many times.
Jim is so active, and he moves a lot, and he sweats a lot, and his expression is like crazy. He moves around a lot. So the challenging part was keep the makeup looks good whole day as much as possible. And also, of course, he didn't want it to sit in a chair for a long time. So try to go as quick as possible.
Now you're due.
The process for Jim was about the same as with anybody in the film. I mean, you come in the morning, the first thing you do is clean their skin to make sure that you have a really clean skin to put this stuff on so the glue works, and then we put a protective coating on it to help preserve their skin. The appliances are glued on with a medical adhesive that we use. Each piece is individually put on. Then we put this special makeup type paint that we use to make his skin the same color as the appliance. It's not one color. It's not like GRINCH green, you know, we just sponge on that. We have a basic green coat that goes on first, but then there's purples and there's yellows and all these different layers of colors to help make it look more real and translucent. When that's all done, the hair pieces go on. The GRINCH was pretty much one big wig and neck piece and facial hair that goes on here and eyebrows.
I had to be a Zen master. By the end of the project, you could have hit me in the face with a baseball bat and I would have gone, "Good morning, nice to see you." I learned patience. It was amazing.
Ready and action.
This coat and this hat are just like St. Nick. Ho ho! You're a mean one, Mr. GRINCH.